Hey everyone, I get this question a lot that how can we get out of spam boxes. So in this video, I'm exactly going to break down every single thing that you need to do in order to have very good deliverability and make sure that all of your emails are landing inside of the primary inbox. If you don't watch this video entirely and your deliverability is not good, half of your list may never see a single email that you send. You can write the best email of your life. If it lands inside of spam boxes, it does not matter because nobody opens a folder that they never check. So here's the exact 6-week system to climb out of spam boxes and stay in the primary inbox. And you don't need no paid tool, you don't need no agency, you don't need no 40 checklist to-do list. It will be a straight simple forward video that you can follow to the T. And I do think that deliverability get more complicated on purpose so that people can actually sell you something, some sort of digital product or PDF or something like that, but it's really not that hard and you can actually do it yourself. So let's uncomplicate it. First, let's talk about what actually deliverability is. So basically, mailbox providers like Gmail, Outlook, Yahoo have one job. They only show people emails they want, so they score every single sender. Think of it like a credit score for your domain. The whole game is moving that score up. If you do not know how to check your deliverability, you can go inside of your Klaviyo and search deliverability score, and you will find this, and it will tell you what is your deliverability score as of now. So the problem and the trap that most senders are stuck in, they get low open rates, which means Gmail sees that as nobody wants your emails, so it gets fewer impressions and it gets shown to fewer people, and because of that your open rate tanks, and then when you try to send more emails, it becomes a downward spiral. But the good news is that it can work in your favor as well. If you get higher open rates, the same machine that had put your email marketing campaign inside of spam will actually make sure that your emails are landing inside of people's inboxes, primary inboxes, and they start promoting you. You have to make sure that your emails are landing inside of primary inboxes. Most of the time your emails will land inside of promotions, and that will definitely have an impact on your revenue, but you have to make sure that they land in primary most of the time. And if they're landing inside of spam, and then no one's opening your emails at all. So if you have a good score, you land inside of primary inboxes. If you have a decent score, you land inside of promotions tab, and if you have a very bad deliverability score, then you land inside of spam folders. First and foremost, rule out the tech. Before you touch your list, you need to confirm the basic, and you need to make sure that your sending domains are authenticated. So basically you need to set up your SPF, which is the Center Policy Framework, DKIM, which is the Domain Keys Identified Mail, and DMARC, which is Domain Based Message Authentication. This is all the technical shit, but it is very easy. You just have to set them up once. If currently you do not have this technical setup properly enabled inside of your email sending provider, then Klaviyo will show you a quick warning at the top. But if you have it properly set up, then your Klaviyo dashboard should look something like this. As you can see, there isn't any banner which is talking about the problems with deliverability, so you are good to go if you don't have that. But if you have that yellow banner at the top, then you have to fix your technical setup. And if you have all of that set up and your open rates are still low and you're still landing inside of spam, then the problem might be reputation and not the plumbing. Anything under 30 to 40% of opens is low, and there are only two causes for it exactly. And if you fix both, the deliverability will automatically go up. The number one problem could be that your emails aren't worth opening. So let's say the content itself is not good, the subject line doesn't make sense, and the timing isn't just the best and it's very odd. Or the second could be that your reputation is tanked and people never see your email in the first place. Fastest deliverability fix that nobody talks about is sending better emails. So a recycled template you slap together in 5 minutes trains people to ignore you, but a clean email with a real reason to open trains the opposite. So you need to build a loop. They open, they get something good, so the next time your name shows up, they click on reflex. This is exactly what you need to create. And fix number 2 is you need to only send to people who engage with your email campaigns. So you need to try to build reputation so that you prove to Gmail that people actually love your emails. You can only do that by sending to the people who actually open and click your email for a while. And that's the entire strategy. You just have to concentrate your sends on the best people who love your email, and your numbers would automatically go up. This is pretty simple, focused, and very effective. Let me give you a good example of good versus decent or bad email. This is something that people would not be excited to see, and it's just like a normal looking email, and this is something which releases dopamine, which is something people actually would like to see because it matches the website. It has vibrant colors which releases dopamine, and it has a very fun copy which engages with people. So these are the type of email that you want to create, and basically just make sure that your emails are engaging itself, and if you have good designing, that definitely helps. So this is the exact loop. You send better emails, your reputation improves, people open and engage, you start landing in the primary inbox. This is a loop that you need to get into, and your deliverability would be good to go. And now if you might be wondering what segments should I send to so that my deliverability is the best, you just have to create 4 segments, and the rule for each is identical, only the time window will change. If you're just starting out, you can have these 4 segments, which are 14-day engaged, 30-day engaged, 60-day engaged, and 90-day engaged. 14-day engaged would be your hottest audience. They would have the highest open rates and highest click rates. Your 30-day engaged, you can expand these people to once you have hit 50%, more than 50% open rates from your 14-day engagement segment. Once you have reached more than 50% open rate from your 30-day engaged segment, you can move on to 60. And once the same is done for 60, you can move on to your 90-day engaged segment. And 90-day engaged segment is a good rule of thumb segment to send to, so you can market to them forever. But these are some segment rules that you have to apply to all 4 of these segments. So each segment must meet all of these 3 conditions. So inside of Klaviyo, this is exactly how you build an engaged segment. Now I'm showcasing you a 90-day engaged segment, but if you want to create 14, 30, 60 days like that, you just have to change the date from right here. First of all, make sure that you name them so it's easy to understand what segment it is. And you have to pick a filter. If someone can or cannot receive email marketing, can receive email marketing, and you have to add a condition, which is an and condition, and you have to select what someone has done or not done. You have to select open email at least once in the last, depending upon the segment that you're creating, days. And you also have to add an or filter, which is what someone has done or not done. Click email at least once in the last whatever segment date that email campaign is. And you also have to click on or, and you have to again pick the same exact filter, which is what someone has done or not done, and click email at least once in the last whatever days the segment is. Now you can get away with creating one of these, but just as a safety measure, make sure that you have both of these two, because sometimes if Klaviyo doesn't track the opens, then click will save you, and if Klaviyo doesn't track the click, the open would save you. That's how you create segments. Now let me go over the protocol, which is your first 3 weeks, which would be you need to trim your flows. If you have multiple flows going on, you just have to turn off every single automated flow except the very high intent one, which would be your welcome flow, your browse abandonment flows, checkout and cart abandonment, and your post purchase flows. These gets the most high open rate, and they will help you increase your sender reputation while you rebuild your entire deliverability. And what should be your campaign sending cadence? So you can send 3 campaigns a week to your 14-day engaged list. And if you're wondering why 3 and not 1, that is because if your reputation is hurting, 1 email a week takes a month to fix what 3 a week will fix in days. These are your most engaged people. You can expect high open rates immediately, and you're feeding the algorithm exactly what it wants to see, a sender whose audience loves them. And make sure that you're sending 3 times a week to your 14-day list only. If you have better engagement and let's say open rates, then you can expand that to 60 and 90 as well. And this is a mistake that I see which quietly kills your deliverability. That is that when someone has just subscribed, they're already getting your welcome sequence. So if your weekly campaign hits them on top of that, you have doubled their inbox load in just week 1, and that's an unsubscribe and also a spam complaint driver. So the fix is that you have to build a separation segment for new subscribers still in the welcome flow and exclude them from all of those campaigns. And this is exactly how you can build this segment inside of Klaviyo. Give it whatever name you want to give it, and you just have to select what someone has done or not done, received email at least once in the last 14 days. Now this days segment would depend upon how long is your welcome flow. So if your welcome flow lasts let's say 7 days, you can make it 10, and if your welcome flow lasts let's say 14 days, you can add few more days like say 16 and 17 and add that day here. And make sure that you are adding this flow equals to whatever your welcome flow is named, so that it's actually correct and it's actually includes the people who are inside of your welcome flow. And when you're sending out campaigns, you will select your send to list, the list that you're going to be sending all those campaigns to, and then at the bottom you have to make sure that you're excluding your currently in welcome flow segment, so that the people who are in your welcome flow does not get your campaigns that you're sending out, as we talked about. Do that and your reputation would be good to go, and people will not be annoyed and they will not mark you as unsubscribed or let's say spam. And once you're around week 5th and 6th and beyond, this is exactly what you need to do. I'm assuming you would be around 40 to 50% of your open rate. So if that's where you are, you can widen your segments and send to more people. If not, and you see that your open rates are dipping, then you can tighten up the segments and send to less amount of people. Around week 6, if you have good open rates, you can send to 90-day engaged list as around week 6 or more. If you have good open rates and click rates, then you can send to your 60-day engaged list as your default, and 90-day is already generous, so anyone beyond that is dragging you down. And you can also send some monthly reactivation campaign to your entire list. Nothing fancy, just make sure that you're doing it once a month. That's all. If you send a monthly campaign to your entire list, it would basically make sure that anyone who opens gets pulled back into your 90-day engaged list automatically. So you would have more people to send to. And I know most people will say you should never send to your entire list. Your full list isn't worthless, it just needs careful handling. So basically, one send a month is low enough that it won't tank your entire deliverability score, but consistent enough to recapture people who have just drifted away and have stopped opening your emails. So which basically means anyone who opens gets pulled right back into your 90-day engaged segment automatically. That's how you win people back without poisoning your core. And now if you're wondering why am I even overcomplicating it, why just not send it to everyone? That is because your entire list has fake signups, dead addresses, blacklisted providers. So you have to make sure that you're not sending to those people and sending to only the people who actually engage with your email marketing campaigns. And the payoff would be that your open rates would climb up and the providers will trust you and you will start landing inside of the primary inboxes and your revenue will follow, because now you're only sending to the people who genuinely want to see your emails. So that's it. No secret, no software, no marketing agency, no nothing like that. 6 week, 4 segment and 3 campaigns a week is all you need. And the only reason that you might might fail this is because you don't follow the entire structure. So first and foremost, confirm your tech foundation, SPF, DKIM, DMARC, authenticated. There should be no red flags inside of Klaviyo. Then you have to build your 4 segments that I've talked about. These are your only send lists. And then the third one is 3 campaigns a week to your 14-day engagement list, and so on and so forth. Expand as soon as you see that your open rates are going up. And after a while that you have followed the process correctly, 90-day engaged list would become your default and you would be good to go. And make sure you stick to the plan entirely. So that was it for this video. You would find this entire doc inside of description. So if you want to go over again and again, you can. And if you're an e-commerce brand who is at least doing 100k a month, then make sure to book a call on with me, because I can add a lot of revenue to your email marketing funnel. And I will see you in the next one.